I don't really even call it the justice system. I just call it the legal system because it really is not just. In most cases, it's just your child is just another number.
Tansy Silva says that's how she felt while she was just trying to get justice for her son and his stepbrother. On January 10th, 2018, two men, Hayden Hammer and Blake Kirkpatrick, were racing their vehicles down 1431 in Cedar Park.
My son had been picked up by his stepmother from school, and we believe she was headed towards Walmart, and she was turning left on a yellow blinking light on Walton Way in 1431.
They were T-boned.
He was driving a Ram 2500 with a cattle guard.
8-year-old Elijah Chaudhry and 1-year-old Daniel Chaudhry were killed.
It takes a long time for your brain to catch up to that fact that he's not there anymore and that you're not going to see him again.
She says she turned to the Christie Center, a nonprofit in Austin that provides grief support.
From the first meeting that we went to, I saw people that had gone through similar circumstances and made it through on the other side. And I thought, well, if they can do it, I think I can do it too.
While dealing with the loss, Silva was also dealing with the legal system.
Accused have lots of rights. They have that whole court process and an appeal process. And even in jail, they have rights. From the victim standpoint, from the families, it's difficult, very difficult. Definitely feels like the system is against you from the get-go.
Almost 2 years after the crash, they went to trial.
The young man who hit them had a lot of prior pending cases in different counties throughout Texas. He was actually out on bond when this happened.
Hammer was handed down a sentence of 7 years in prison and 10 years probation. Kirkpatrick was given 10 years probation.
Case of like racing, nobody wins. Even if you win, you don't win.
The man who killed Silva's son will spend less time in jail than the number of years her son was alive. She advocated at a recent parole hearing for him to stay there.
It felt like we were begging them to, just uphold his sentence, which was very minimal for the seriousness. And they really listened.
Hammer was denied parole. Silva says they'll go back in 2 years. In the meantime, she's advocating for other victims.
Educate families about their rights and how to approach the district attorney, how to understand that court process, because on top of grieving and going through all these other crazy things, you're dealing with the layers of the legal system.
Silva also works with juveniles and their parents.
I volunteer because if I could possibly reach out and prevent a juvenile from, throwing the rest of their life away by going to jail or whatever it is, prevent it. Maybe give them a little bit of a wake-up call to see what really happens.
Because if Hammer had made a different decision on that day, Elijah and Daniel might still be here today. Meredith Aldis, Fox 7 Austin News.